I've spent the last 5 years journaling consistently, and it has taught me 2 languages and made me a better person. No streak, no dancing birds, just progress that can be seen for years. This is what journaling can do for you, and how my journaling method works so that you can start doing it with me today. First, let's talk about what journaling does for you. You know that nostalgic feeling you get when you look at an old picture and remember something that you did? In English, we say that a picture is worth 1,000 words, but I disagree. You know, our pictures just deceive us after long enough. We forget that we weren't happy that day, that the smile in that picture only lasted about 5 seconds. But your journal entries don't lie like your pictures do. For example, I can tell you that on the 23rd of January in 2023, I was in Panama City, and I was having a great time working on my old website, and I was having such a wonderful day that I wanted to remember it forever, and I will. Writing is so powerful, and it can help you remember your best and worst experiences in life, much better than any picture. In English, we also say that everything happens for a reason, and it gives me comfort knowing that whenever I write about a good or bad experience that I'm having now, that future me is going to read this entry with the context and is going to understand what I went through and what it was for. You see, I'm not just writing for me today. I'm writing for me in 2030 and beyond. And when that version of me reads the journal entries, he won't just see language practice. He'll see my growth, my struggles, and my mindset. And French is just the current tool I'm using to talk to my future self. Now, I began journaling a couple of years before I started learning languages. My first language I learned was Spanish, and I fell in love with it. And I loved it so much that I really wanted to be able to journal in the language. I didn't know if it was going to help me learn Spanish, but looking back, it definitely did. And yeah, it taught me a lot of vocabulary. You see, this is such an incredible way to learn languages because we're learning words and expressions that we need in the moment to talk about things that are important to us. And that's the problem with most language learning apps. You know, they show us these pre-made generic sentences about things that we don't care about. Most people would prefer to learn to talk about their experiences and feelings and goals than they would like to learn to talk about their apples, right? So here is how I journal these days, step by step. First, I open up Lingo Diary, which is a website and app that I made to automate the method that I have used to learn languages by journaling. Then I write my journal entry in Spanish, which I speak fluently, and translate it to French, which is the language I'm learning. After, I read the entry out loud to myself. Then I will write it by hand in a physical journal, which I highly recommend. This is an essential part of the process and what helped me learn Spanish to C1 and French to B2 through this method. And plus, it's like the most relaxing part. Then in Lingo Diary, I'll go through the words that I don't know or I don't know very well, and I'll add them to my vocabulary vault so I can study them later. Sometimes I'll even record myself reading the journal entry, but I only do that 1 or 2 times a month. If you want to try Lingo Diary, it's free in the description, and it will definitely help you. So this is what you should know before you start journaling. Number 1, this should be a very relaxing time for you. This isn't study time. It's meditation. Don't force yourself to write about things that you don't care about. Allow yourself to feel free and safe to write whatever is on your mind. If you're sad, don't just say that. Explain why you're sad, what happened to you. This is more than just about learning languages. This is also about processing your life in a healthier way. Also, make sure you get a journal that you love. When you look at my journals, you'll probably notice that they all are not super fancy, but they're all kind of beautiful. At least I think so. I do this because when I have a beautiful journal, it just makes me want to write in it more. And I mean, what me and you are writing is history. Think about it. If somebody finds our journal in 100 years, it will be historical gold. For example, I could tell you the exact day that I heard about COVID-19 or the day that I got it. Isn't that amazing? So get a nice journal and get yourself a nice pen to write with. Lastly, I recommend that you review your journal entries every couple of months. It's reading practice with content that is extremely important to you. And, well, it's just interesting to review the last couple of months of your life. You'll remember your highs and lows, your best and worst days, and you'll be learning your target language while doing it. I'm actually going to do that tonight, and I'm very excited to review the last 2 months. So that's my journaling method for learning languages. I hope that you'll start today and get fluent by journaling. Of course, not only will it help you with the language you're learning, you will be meditating and writing history at the same time. Leave a comment below if you already do this, or if you're going to start today. As always, it was a pleasure seeing you again, friend. Have a wonderful week. Goodbye.